And you see the tail of the tape here again. Worcester, Mass, Wakefield, Rhode Island, a little bit of an interstate showdown. 4-2 record for Ralph Johnson, taking on Tim O'Connell at 3-3. A little bit of a height advantage for Ralph Johnson, and we'll see how that one shakes out as the fight goes down. Let's send it ringside to Bill Carpenter for the official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Our sponsors for this next contest: Estner Chiropractic Centers and Knockout Salon for Men. Our referee for this bout is Peter Roger. Introducing first, to my left, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 169 pounds. This independent fighter has a winning professional record. 4 wins, only 2 losses. All 4 wins coming by knockout victory. He hails from Worcester, Massachusetts. Please welcome Ralph Johnson. Across the cage to my right, fighting out of the blue corner. His official weight, 170 pounds even. Representing Team Omoplata. His professional record, 3 wins, 3 losses. All 3 wins coming by submission. Fighting out of Wakefield, Rhode Island, here is Tim O'Connell. 3 5-minute rounds, welterweights.
Pretty good ovation for Tim O'Connell. Brought some people from South County who traveled north for this bout. It's not the shortest drive in the world. I made that for several years going to URI, so I know it myself. So good to see the fan base out here. Tim O'Connell, Ralph Johnson about to bring it on here at the welterweight division, round number 1. And we see Ralph Johnson about 3 or 4 inches, Mike, probably on Tim O'Connell.
Right. Tim went for the takedown right away.
And he got it.
He got him out right away, too.
And now he's exchanging those lefts and rights.
Yeah, this is a very dominant position for Tim right now. Yeah, Tim needs to just calm down, keep the weight high so that, there you go. Right now, Tim should definitely do a crossface, flatten him out, keep on punching, and then try to work to get the back. But if he gets over-aggressive, there it is. He's got the choke.
And this may be ending quickly, Mike. And that is it.
It is.
Ralph Johnson tapping out just under a minute into the opening round. Very similar, Mike, to the Kenny Hazard fight. One opponent came in aggressive. On this time, though, around, the aggressor actually turned out to be the successful fighter. Tim O'Connell went for the takedown early, and he got it. He snuck some right hands in there, and like you said, once he got that arm underneath, he got the rear naked choke. And again, another victory early in the first round here at Nowhere to Hide. Bit of a surprise here. I expected a little bit more out of Ralph Johnson, but he got taken down early, and that was all she wrote. So big win for Tim O'Connell here at Nowhere to Hide. And we're going to check out the replay and see exactly how this went down. Before we had a chance to even announce what was going down, this fight was over. And you see Ralph Johnson very quickly tapping out. He really had that one in deep, Mike.
O'Connell had that body triangle on him, and Ralph Johnson was actually turning the wrong way anyway. So as soon as that happens, it's pretty much going to be it's all downhill from there. What I did like that Ralph Johnson did do, and he stopped doing it for whatever reason, was, a locked straight arm is much harder to get around or to break down than a bent arm. He had a nice straight arm. He was kind of controlling Tim's hips, and for whatever reason, he chose to negate that. And I think that was the only thing that was separating Tim from taking his back.
He seemed very frantic when he was on his back, Mike. And I mean, that's obviously to be expected when you got that guy, when the opponent's on top and he's got a full mount and he's going after you. But certainly seemed like he got out of his element a bit and maybe lost his composure somewhat. But Tim O'Connell with the victory. Let's send it down to Bill Carpenter for the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end of the bout comes quickly. 46 seconds of the first round. Your winner by a rear naked choke submission in the blue corner, Tim "Watch Your Back" O'Connell.
We had forgotten to mention that his nickname is Watch Your Back, and Ralph Johnson did not watch his back in this one, and he gets choked out 46 seconds into the opening round. So he beats the record of the night. So far, Dan McGuane had it at 57 seconds, and now we have a new standard to set for Tim O'Connell. 46 seconds into the opening round, gets that rear naked choke. Ralph Johnson drops to 4-3. Tim O'Connell above 500 at 4-3 himself now with his 4th submission victory. So we really see the strength in his game, and it was on full display tonight. So big win for Tim O'Connell. And Mike, it's kind of how you expected it to go too. The way you had mentioned it and talked about it beforehand is really kind of how it played out.
Right. I mean, the problem was, I think as soon as Johnson realized that Tim was going to get a dominant position, he didn't really try to consolidate. Like you said, he was out of his element. He kind of looked like a fish out of water. But you got to think also in the back of his head, Johnson's thinking like this is exactly where he didn't want to be, and Tim's thinking this is exactly where I do want to be. So I mean, that's where the confidence levels are definitely going to change at that point in the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by the winner of that bout, Tim O'Connell. Tim, just 46 seconds, very similar to another fight earlier this evening, striking first, but guess he didn't watch his back.
You got to watch your back when you fight me. The nickname means something.
So tell us just a little bit how you got into the transition. Ralph Johnson, a well-known guy, a boxer, has fought on pay-per-view. Was it your strategy to try to get him on the mat quickly?
Obviously, I don't want to stand up with anybody that has good hands like Ralph does. I know he had good boxing. Everything I heard about him, 4 first-round knockouts. I'm not trying to stand up with a guy like that. So as soon as I could bring it to the ground, obviously, I wanted to get there. And then set him up with some strikes. He turned his back and didn't watch it, I guess.
And into the rear naked choke submission. Your winner, and improves his record now to 4-3. All 4 wins by submission. Tim, watch your back, O'Connell.
Well, there it is. That is his